Okay guys, so before I start off this video, I just want to say thank you guys so much for supporting this video and having very positive things to say. It really means a lot to me. If you haven't seen it already, well, this is the video, guys. So just letting you guys know, this video was not sponsored by Pepsi, but I'm pretty sure you all knew that. So there were 5 individual clips that I composited to look like one singular take, and this actually required a lot of strategizing. So let's hop into Cinema 4D right now.
Scene 1.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a bit of a rundown of this interface here. So this right here is a perspective view. So basically it has the look of a early development of a video game, right? And then we have the Octane Render view right here. Now, this shows you what your scene's gonna look like when it's finished. So we got all the polished textures, the lighting, and then we got some shallow depth of field. So I used Octane Renderer for all the 3D scenes, and I'd say it's a very user-friendly render. It's pretty easy to use once you hop in and use it. The first thing I wanted people to see was this Pepsi logo. Now, I'd say that the logo itself is a very iconic looking logo, so right away you just know, like, okay, this is gonna be a Pepsi commercial. And I'd say that I kind of went with like this computer kind of interior sort of look, right? That you see in like early X-Men movies. Now, that was one of the things I liked about the X-Men films, was they had these epic CGI openings that still to this day, 20 years later, hold up pretty well. So we got the red, and then we got the blue lighting around the logo here, and I feel like it complements it very well. So as we move a little bit further down, you can see there's like kind of this black interior, and then we got a dark blue lighting. Now, I did this on purpose so I could nicely transition into the next scene. So let's see what this scene looks like on its own.
Scene 2.
So the interesting thing about this scene is everything from the grid lines to the materializing effects to the blue backdrop and the reflective ground is all in After Effects composition, and it required no use of Cinema 4D at all. So the Pepsi cans, well actually it's one Pepsi can that I green screened and I moved an aperture light across, so that way when I jumped into After Effects, I was able to animate a 3D camera movement that when it moved back, it would kind of give off this look that the lighting positioning was changing in the video. So it's a very subtle but yet cinematic detail. And of course, I just took this same can and duplicated it 2 times, and that's how I came up with the Pepsi can trifecta. So just letting you guys know, this is not a real 3D scene. This is just a 3D projection. So if we look in the scene here, from this angle, it looks very 3-dimensional when it zooms and then it zooms out. But here's the thing, is like if you rotate the camera, this is kind of what it looks like in reality. So it has a very flat look, so you're kind of limited to where you can move your camera in a program like After Effects, because it's not really a 3D program. So yeah, let's see what scene number 2 looks like by itself, shall we?
Scene 3.
Now, it seemed like the most logical thing with that was soda bubbles, and it looks like there's a lot going on and there's thousands of different bubbles, but in reality, they're just 4 bubbles, and I just added cloner effectors around them. So this entire scene has a very transparent look, right? And I actually added a specular texture to it, and then right above the bubbles, I put a red RGB light so they would kind of reflect red into the liquid. So I'd say this scene, out of all the scenes, was probably the easiest to do. As I said earlier, you're kind of limited to where you can move your camera in After Effects. So the camera rotates kind of around and then it moves backwards. So it kind of adds more dynamic to the camera movement. This is what the scene looks like by itself.
C4
was probably the most difficult scene that I've had to do throughout this entire video. And at times I'm like, dude, you are way in over your head, bro. This took me about 3 weeks to finish, right? So I'd say this scene's very much influenced by Tron and Blade Runner. I mean, you could definitely see it in the vehicle design, the Tron legacy kind of influence. But there's like little cool Easter eggs within the neon sign, but I don't want to go into all of them. This building number says 615. That's actually my birthday, June 15th. So in case you guys want to wish me a happy birthday, let's take a look at the soda can here. So we got the vertical logo, and then of course we got the front logo right here. But if you look to the side of the can, look at this. You got the nutrition facts on there. It's kind of cool. And yeah, we also got kind of like the little Pepsi Cola logo right here. And then if we look at the top of the can, so look at that. Then you got the tab. So, I mean, I was kind of bummed that this didn't make it into the final shot, but the direction the video was going, it didn't really seem necessary to show that aspect of a soda can. So, okay, let's talk about the unintentional star of the video here. Now, the funny thing was, when I was animating the camera movement, the drone didn't even exist. So one of the things I noticed, so it was especially when I got into the arches here, I felt like something was missing. So this is what the scene looked like without the drone. So yeah, I guess it would have been cool, but I felt like the drone kind of helped make the scene pop a little bit more. I was like, I wish I could just like put a spaceship in this scene. And I'm like, but the problem with that is it would take focus away from the soda can here. And I'm like, well, better yet, why don't I have a drone, but I'll put a Pepsi logo on it. Actually, I'll put a throwback Pepsi logo on the drone. And that's how this came to life. So it's got kind of a futuristic but nostalgic look, and I'd say very much has the mannerisms of being like a flying R2-D2. So here's what the scene looked like by itself.
Scene 5.
I just kind of wanted to bring things back down and simplify the look of this scene, just adding that traditional product B-roll style with the blue backdrop, right? So as you can see, the drone is slightly out of focus here in the foreground, and I did this on purpose, by the way. That way I'd be able to make a smoother looking wipe transition. So for about 10 frames, I had a mask drawn around this drone shape. Now it's pretty simple. So yeah, until it wipes out a frame, then boom, we're here. Also, I added a slight color grade to the drone. So this is from the That's What I Like scene. So if we turn off the color grade, then this is how it looks. So it's slightly different from the Pepsi station scene. So once it wiped this scene out of frame, then subtly I changed it back to its original color grade. Now, I mean, it's a very subtle technique, especially if you're a filmmaker, you want to make sure that you get the subtle details down. This was very much an anvil moment for the drone. It's almost about to be crushed by the That's What I Like sign. So I did add camera shake in Cinema 4D, but it didn't have a very impactful look. So to make it a little more impactful, I added motion blur. You could kind of see it's a little blurry around the edges, just to kind of make it more impactful and more photorealistic. So this is what the scene looks like actually by itself. So that's everything, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. This was an idea that I've had since September of 2020, and then I finally finished this video by April 6th of 2021. So I mean, being able to take my time and learn the things I needed to learn for it, the payoff was just seeing it finally finished and then also getting such a positive response out of it. So it really means a lot that you guys had such nice things to say about it. I just want to say thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell button if you like so you can keep up with my shenanigans. And then feel free to leave a comment right below this video, guys. Don't be shy. We will see you next time. Boom! Whoops. One sec.